The Executive Secretary, Ptad, Dr. Chioma Ejikeme, the Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Pensions, Honorable Bamidele Salam, and other honorable members here present, our respected pensioners here, Ptad, management and staff, we are all welcome to the Day 2 event of this stakeholders interactive engagement with our pensioners and other stakeholders. Once again, you are welcome. Please, can we rise for the National Anthem? After 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Please, let's have our seat. The Executive Secretary, Dr. Chioma Ejikeme. I'm glad this morning to announce and introduce to us the presence of our National Assembly members, especially the Deputy Chairman and other members of the Committee on Pension. This morning, we have Honorable Bamidele Salam, the Deputy Chairman of that committee. We have Honorable Ogene Ego, a member of that committee. You're welcome, sir. We have Honorable Abubakar Umar Yabo, member of that committee. Not leaving the principal officers, we have the clerk of that committee, Mr. Fatai Lawal. Also this morning, we have the representative of PENCOM in our midst, Mr. Bala Babangida. You are most welcome, sir. Our sister is still with us today. We have Mrs. Juma Abudlai from Saficom. Next to her, we have our guest lecturer for yesterday, Mr. Sonny Osuagu, OON. And supporting the Executive Secretary from Ptad, we have Mr. Suleiman Seleng, the Director, Civil Service Pension Department. Next to him, we have Mr. Kabiru Yusuf, Director, Parastatal Pension Department. We have Mrs. Inneka Obiamalu, Director, Pensioners Support Services Department. Next to her, we have Mr. Abdullah Abubakar, Director, Custom, Immigration and Prison Pension Department. We have the Senior Technical Advisor to the ES, Dr. Magdalene Kadri. On that role, we have Mrs. Christina Adebote, the Deputy Director and Head of Police Pension Department. Without wasting much of our time, we want to welcome all our esteemed pensioners to this day 2 of this event and every other stakeholders that are here this morning. Please, can we welcome ourselves to this wonderful event today? Thank you very much. Without wasting much of our time, like we said, today is going to be direct to the point. Let me respectfully invite the Executive Secretary of Ptad, Dr. Chioma Ejikeme, to give us an introduction and brief remarks on the AmAlive project. Can we welcome the ES, ma'am?
The Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Pensions, Honorable Bamidele Salam, other honorable members of the House Committee on Pension, the representative of PENCOM, representative of Servicom, National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission, management staff of Ptad, and our very, very, very distinguished, revered, respected, and honorable pensioners. Akwa Ibom mesere o, abadie. There are some Edo Omagari. Omagari. I didn't see anybody from Bayelsa here yesterday. Oh, you're from Bayelsa? Aha. Good. What about Rivers? Good. So everybody is here. There's Cross River, there's Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Edo, and Delta, Bayelsa, and everybody. Thank you so very, very much for coming to day 2 of our interactive session. We want to especially appreciate the members of the National Assembly who have taken out time out of their very, very busy schedule to be here with us. They've always been very supportive of what we do. These are the people who say we can get money to pay you. So please give them a round of applause so that they will also help us approve our 2022 budget appropriately. Thank you so very much for your presence here today. Day 2. Today we are about to launch our new baby, the AmAlive Confirmation Project. You know what we had done with you in the past. We've been having the field verifications to ascertain who our eligible pensioners are. And now, the ones that have been verified, we have you solidly on our database. But then you know that the way it goes, well, nobody is going to be here forever. We're all waiting for our boarding passes, like Mr. Swagbo, our resource person. I recognize you especially here, retired Permanent Secretary, OON. Thank you so very much for your support always. So death is inevitable. And the only way we can maintain the credibility of our database is to make sure that when our pensioners die, that we remove them from the database, because they're not supposed to. Remove them from the payroll because they're not supposed to continue to get their pension. Now, the alternative would have been periodically, we'll call you out again in the field. Come and verify yourself. Come and let us know that you're still alive. But we don't want to put our pensioners through that stress. So we now have a technology-based solution. It's a web-based solution that helps you to confirm your aliveness in the comfort of your home using a smartphone or a computer system. A lot of you have smartphones with which you send WhatsApp messages, because I do receive a lot of WhatsApp messages from the pensioners. So at least this one will be making you use your data for something more beneficial as against forwarding WhatsApp messages, because you actually would need internet access to be able to get this thing done. So it's a 3-step process. They will expatiate on that when the demonstration will take place. And the first process is to kind of identify yourself. It's an identification process. That is, you need 2 things to impute. One is your pension number. And your pension number, if you have a verification slip, you will see that number. It is not the old number you had anywhere. This is a Ptad pension number, and it can be found on your verification slip. When they do the demonstration, they're going to encircle the area where you find your pension number so that you know where to locate it. If perchance you have lost your verification slip, please get in touch with Ptad. We'll make sure that we send you your verification slip through whatever medium would be acceptable to you. The second thing you need is your bank account number. And that bank account number is the account number that you use to receive your pension. The minute you impute these 2 parameters, you will see that your information will pop out. It will show you your face. It will show you your name. So if you're not the one, you say, this is not me. But that's the reason why we have a 2-step identification process. Because we found out that there's some people who have similar account numbers for different banks. You can have somebody who has an account number in UBA and somebody in another bank has exactly the same account number. Okay, so, but the pension number is a unique identifier. So, but we want to make sure, to have a 2-step process. So when you impute that, like I said, it will pull out your information from our database, the information we already have for you. Now, the next step will be for you to take a photograph of yourself. You look at the screen and you will see yourself because you would have enabled your camera when you, they will show you all of that. Well, we're going to do a demonstration of all of that so that practically you will understand how it works out. So when you see your image, it's like taking a selfie. You press, and then it takes a photograph of you. Now that your photograph goes back to have a handshake with our data, the information we have concerning you, to be sure that you are the same person that is coming to confirm your aliveness. And when it confirms that, it takes you to the next step. Now the next step is for you to now show that you are alive. And it involves facial movements. You have to follow an object on the screen. You look at it from this point, you follow it to that point, you follow it down, you follow it all the way down. And then it will now confirm that you are alive, because it's only somebody who is alive that can move their head in all those directions to be able to get captured. Now, people would say, what about people who are blind? What about people who are infirm and they're lying, prostrate on the bed, they can't shake their heads, they can't do anything? There's another option, the fingerprint option. So we have, like what we use to check your biometrics, to take your fingerprints when you come for verification. You have to go to somewhere. A lot of these business centers now and all of that, they have that. So you can use that to get yourself verified. So we have that fingerprint option for people who can't use the movement, as it were, option. So that is what we're here to do today. And this is a pilot scheme. Please, we are not removing anybody from the payroll as a result of this particular I'm Alive solution we are putting in place now. It is a pilot scheme. We're trying to test the solution to make sure that it is user-friendly, that it's convenient, and that it's accurate, to give us, to make sure that if you verify and it says you are alive, you are really alive. So this is a pilot scheme. We have only 50,000 people that we have chosen to be part of this pilot scheme out of the 200 and almost 250,000 pensioners that we have. So when we've completed the pilot scheme, we'll now roll out the full blown project. And when we do that, there will be a periodicity which we will agree. We have already agreed with the pension unions that we'll sit down together and look at what would be convenient, for not only convenient, but also that would be useful to us, as it were, because we don't want to leave a long period of time in which case we will be making payments to somebody who is deceased. So we'll have to look into all of that. But then another thing is this. If you have not been verified by Ptad, you cannot use the AmaLife solution. You have to already be on our database for you to be able to be part of this AmaLife solution. And that's why we're enjoining all eligible pensioners, DBS pensioners who are yet to be verified by Ptad to come and avail themselves of the verification. Currently, we are in Ibadan and Akure carrying out a mop-up verification to pick up anybody who has not yet been verified by Ptad. So you're going to have a demonstration. They're going to make a presentation of what the whole thing is all about. And we pray that everything will go well. Thank you very much for your attendance.
Thank you, Executive Secretary. Please, can we appreciate her more? So before we move to the next presentations, please, let's have the good message from our principal stakeholder here, the National Assembly representative and the Deputy Chair of the House Committee on Pension, Honorable Bamidele Salam. You are welcome, sir. Please, let's welcome our Honorable very well. Our budget is still pending.
Honorable members of the House Committee on Pension, Honorable Ogene and Honorable Yabo, who are present, the Executive Secretary of Ptad and the Principal Management Staff of the organization, the representative of PENCOM and Servicom, and our highly respected elder statesmen, those men and women who have served the country with all diligence in their useful years, we welcome you to this stakeholders' engagement. On behalf of the chairman of the committee, the Right Honorable Alhassan Kabiru, who I'm representing here this morning, it's still morning, I want to welcome you to this stakeholders' engagement. It gives us a lot of joy that Nigeria is making progress in the area of our pension administration. I say this because so many years ago, we all knew what pension verification used to look like. It made us appear more like bushmen when we have to carry elderly people on the streets, they're sitting down in the sun, needing to be verified to take their entitlement. Now, for anyone who has any modicum of conscience, that was a big embarrassment for us as a country. The biggest country in Africa, the most populous black nation on the earth, subjecting the senior citizens to that kind of a trauma was really a big shame. So it is very good, seeing that we are moving gradually. We are not there yet, but we have moved a lot away from the, rot of the past. And I want to commend the leadership of Ptad and all the other pension organizations for especially leveraging on technology to make sure that we are globally competitive in our pension administration. And what we are here to do today is also a step further in the attainment of that objective. And I want to commend you, madam, and your team for the great work that you have done. Like I have said in previous occasions, I've had cause to attend a few of your pension verification exercises, and personally, because of my own bias for elderly people, I felt very, very glad that you are providing the much needed respects. You are according the most, needed honor to these elderly citizens. So I want to commend you. And I want to also thank you for the I'm Alive initiative, which you are bringing up today. For some reasons, in so many other areas of our life, I know there is always a fear of technology. People will bring out questions. What about if this happens? What about if this happens? What about if this happens? And you mentioned some of those things. The good news is that there will always be a solution because technology is not static. And there is a lot of innovations going on all over the world. Those of us who are able to use the smartphone, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, a lot of things are happening there. So to be able to introduce all those innovations into our pension administration is a very, very cheering news. I want to ask our pensioners to please cooperate very fully with this organization on this initiative. Ask the questions that you have. Report the complaint that you have. Almost on a weekly basis, I bombard Ptad and PENCOM everywhere with letters. Just yesterday, I got a cheering news. A lady who is a medical doctor in the National Assembly approached me about 2 months ago concerning her father's entitlement, which had been held back for so many years, and the mother was getting old and getting frustrated. So I picked up, as usual, I wrote to PENCOM, and she came yesterday almost in tears of joy that her matter has been resolved. Now, what I want to bring out there is that we should not keep quiet. Please don't keep quiet. If there's anywhere you feel things are not being done properly, if there are anywhere you think your entitlements have been underpaid or whatever discomfort or, in quotes, injustice you are suffering as pensioners, please speak up. That is why we are there for you. You elected us to go and represent you. And then finally, madam, you have no fear concerning your budget. Whatever has to do with our fathers and mothers, you are sure that this committee will handle expeditiously. So once again, on behalf of the chairman of the committee and all members of the committee, I want to welcome you to this engagement, and I wish us a very fruitful deliberations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, the Honorable Deputy Chairman of the House Committee on Pensions. Let me use the same opportunity to kindly invite Mr. Abala Babangida, the representative of PENCOM, for PENCOM goodwill message. Please, let's welcome Mr. Bala Babangida.
The Executive Secretary, honorable members and committee, members of the Committee on Pension, our senior citizens, good morning. I would like to start by congratulating the Executive Secretary of Ptad for a very, very laudable initiative of our life. Like the previous speaker just mentioned, it has been a very difficult exercise calling on the senior citizen to come and verify themselves every year to ensure that they are still alive. This initiative will ensure that pensioners are verified at the comfort of their houses without any one of them moving from one place to the other. So I congratulate you for that. As you are aware, National Pension Commission is charged with responsibility of supervising all pension matters in this country. We have been working tirelessly to ensure that every worker that works receive his or her pension as and when due. And we have been working together with the Executive Secretary, just like the previous speaker mentioned. If you have any complaint that you are not being attended to or you have not been satisfied with the services being rendered by Ptad, please do not hesitate to report to us. But I must assure you that the current management of Ptad has been up and doing. So on behalf of the National Pension Commission, I congratulate you, Madam, for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Let me quickly invite Mrs. Nneka Obiamalu for our presentation on the processes that involves in the I'm Alive confirmation solution. Thank you, ma'am.
The Executive Secretary, our Deputy Chairperson for the House Committee on Pensions, please allow me to rest on the protocol that has been established. Our dear pensioners, good morning. My job today is to explain in very simple terms how the I'm Alive confirmation works. After I've done my own explanation, the head of IT will also do a more detailed and technical presentation. So I'm going to try and make mine as simple as possible so that you understand how it works. So the Executive Secretary has already spoken about what this whole I'm Alive is and why Ptad is going in that direction. And she has explained that this is only for verified pensioners. But just so that everybody understands, very clearly what it is that we're doing, all pensioners that have been verified are already on Ptad database. All your information is on the database, your picture, your fingerprints, your address, your career documents, all were captured during verification. So now, if you are able, going forward now, if we want to know that our pensioners are alive and well, rather than calling you out to come and do another field verification, we have created this web-based solution so that from the comfort of your homes, you can confirm to Ptad that you are alive and well and that you can continue to receive your pension. Now, when we talk about web-based, what we just really mean is that if you have any computer, iPad, phone, anything that can go to the internet, you can use it. Any of those devices can be used to access this I'm Alive solution to confirm that you're alive and you should continue to receive your pension. So there's no need for you now to travel to Ptad office in order for Ptad to know that you are alive and well. Now, how do you access this application? You go to Ptad website. So if you look on the screen, I try to make it as bold as possible. www.ptad.gov.ng. That will take you to Ptad's website. And when you get to Ptad website, if you look right here where this red light is, there's a tab here that says, I am alive. That is where you are going to go to. You're going to click on that I am alive, and it's going to take you to this page. And this page describes the entire I am alive confirmation process for you to read and understand. It gives you two options, as the ES explained just earlier. A facial confirmation or a fingerprint confirmation. Once you read through and you see all the description of how to go about it, right at the end of the page, there is a little thing that says proceed to I am alive confirmation. So when you're ready to now do your I am alive confirmation, you will press this place here, and it will take you to the I am alive confirmation. Now, like I said, there are two options. The facial option, which means that whatever computer or phone or whatever it is that you're using to do your I'm Alive, it must have a camera. And it must have a front-facing camera. That means it can take a picture of you. Okay, that's option 1. And the second option is the fingerprint. It means that this sort of device, this sort of fingerprint capture device, similar to what we used during verification, must be attached to either your computer or your phone or whatever it is that you're using to do the I'm Alive confirmation. So the fingerprint option requires a fingerprint capturing device to be attached to it. Now, ES mentioned this earlier. There are 2 pieces of information that we need for you in order to access the I Am Alive. The first one is your pensioner verification number, and the second one is your account number. Now, for those of you that were verified under the civil service pension or customs or immigration or police, your pension number is right here. Just below personal data, the very first line under personal data, you will see pensioner number and you'll see the number beside it. That's the number that we're talking about when we say your Ptad pensioner verification number. Not the one that the head of service gave you, the one that Ptad gave you when you came for your verification in the last couple of years. For those of you that are parastatals, the table is the acknowledgement slip is a little bit different, but you will see it in exactly the same place. Just below personal data, you will see pensioner number. That is the number that you are required to use to now access the system. So like I said, once you've gone to the website, you've read all the instructions, you've understood it, and you're ready to do your I'm Alive confirmation, you just click on this place, proceed to I Am Alive, and when you click on it, it will take you to this page, ready to start the I Am Alive. So at this point, you type in your pensioner verification number. When you type in your pensioner verification number, it will pull out your picture and your name from when you were verified on the field. If you recall, during your verification, we took a picture of you and we captured your fingerprints. So that picture that you took is the picture that's going to show up and your name. It will then ask you for your account number. So that is when you now input your account number, and when you input your account number, it takes you to the I Am Alive confirmation page. So this is where the camera now comes into use. You hold the device in front of you and you take a picture. Now, the picture has to be a clear picture. It means that you must make sure that wherever you are, there's enough light so that your face shows prominently. Later on, we're going to do some demonstrations, and you'll find that it's easier to get it done when you go where there's light. So we may have to go towards the window where we're getting enough light for the picture to be clear. So it will ask you to capture your face. You capture your picture. It will then compare your picture with what we have on the database to confirm that you are on the database and you are who you are. And then it will ask you to do the I Am Alive aliveness check. If you recall, ES was talking about it, that we have to detect that you are alive. So it's going to ask you to follow this dot. See this dot here? To ask you to follow this dot. And you can't use your eyes to follow. You have to move your head to follow so that the system can see that you are alive and well. So it will ask you to either move from side to side or up and down in order to confirm that you are alive. That is the aliveness check. And once the aliveness check has been completed, it will tell you confirmation successful. When it tells you confirmation successful, it will ask you whether you want a SMS, a text message sent to your phone or your email, or whether you want to print it. It's best to take an SMS or an email, or even print it if you can, so that you keep a copy as your own confirmation that you have completed the I'm Alive and you have a confirmation number. So it will send you an SMS to your phone, and you know that it has been done. So that is the facial option. I will show you the fingerprint option now. So the fingerprint option is almost exactly the same. It starts in the same way. You must put in your pensioner verification number first. After you put in your pensioner verification number, you then put in your account number. And once you put in your account number, it takes you to the page where you can now capture your fingerprint. And it will tell you when the device that is attached, that fingerprint device, it will tell you when it's ready to capture your finger, and you just put your finger on it. It will capture your finger, and it will tell you successful at the end when it has captured it. And you'll get exactly the same thing, either a text message or an email, or you can print a copy of the confirmation. So it's a very, very simple process. It doesn't take time at all to do it. And we're going to do some demonstrations here so that those of you that have phones, we can easily, quickly do it, and you'll see that within 2-3 minutes, it's done. It doesn't take time at all. So for us, we think that this is the way to go, because one, it's very easy to use, and it's completely accessible. Because we're using technology, it basically means that wherever you are, as long as you have internet access and you have some sort of computer or phone, you can do your I Am Alive check as and when it is required. There's no longer any need to travel to any Ptad office to confirm that you should continue to receive your pension. It's very easy to use. Like I said, it takes a really, really short time for the entire process to be completed. And, you know, it's going to save costs, not just for the federal government, because we no longer have to start calling people and setting up centers. It's going to save costs for our pensioners as well, because sitting in your home and doing your aliveness check means that it's going to be a lot easier to do. And as ES said, ultimately, it means that periodically we can check, know that pensioner is alive and well and can continue to receive their pension. And so all that discussions about death notifications and all of that will become a thing of the past. So the IT people will come in, they will give another demonstration, and then we're also then going to now use your phones and the systems that we have, and we'll quickly do some tests so that you can see how simple and how easy it is. Thank you for listening.
Please, can we appreciate Madam? Thank you for that robust presentation.
Sorry, I forgot to sound a note of warning, because we've had, since we tried to start this thing, the fraudsters are already trying to be 10 steps ahead of us. For this I'm Alive, you don't need your BVN. Please disseminate this information. You do not require your BVN. For this I'm Alive, we don't want to know your ATM card details and your PIN. And that's why we chose 2 parameters that have nothing to do with anybody hacking into your account. Your account number only and your pension number. So please disseminate this information. We don't need your BVN. Anybody who is saying impute your BVN on anything is a fraudster. We don't need your ATM card details. Anybody asking you for that is a fraudster. So I just wanted to sound this note of warning. Thank you.
Thank you, yes. Please, if you check the program that was given to you, on that page 9, we have it there. But there was this BVN there. Please, just use Biro to clean it up. We are sorry for that. The program had been printed before we discovered that BVN should not be part of the criteria. Please, just use your own pen now. Clean the BVN on item 2 for facial. You see BVN there. And then item number 3 on fingerprint confirmation. Please, let's just clean it up. Yeah, just the same way you can kindly look here, sir. Ama, just clean the BVN. Clean it up here so that nobody will tell you tomorrow, I have the program. The program tells us to collect BVN from you. Like yes, I've said, we don't need your BVN. You only need your account number and your Ptad verification number. Thank you. As said earlier, let me invite the head of IT, Mrs. Judy Membu, to give us more explanation on the solution. Please, let's welcome Mrs. Judy Membu, the head of IT.
Good morning, ES. Good morning, Deputy Chair, Chairman Pensions, House of Rep. Good morning, esteemed pensioners. I'll choose to stand on existing protocols, please. We'd just like to give you an overview of what the AMALife confirmation application is all about. Our ES has also given us an insight to it, and our director also has given you. So this is just what we expect to see if you are going to make use of the application at our own convenience. And we have said we have 2 options, the facial and the facial and the fingerprint option. So once you go to the website, www.ptad.gov.mg, you're going to see an icon, which is here. We've shaded it in red. It is called the AMALife icon. Once you click on it, it takes you to the website and other details. Basically, there are 2 items you need to have to carry out this exercise. You have to have a functional phone, just like the ES has said, that has data to access the application. And the phone has to be such that you have to hold it facing you, so that you're going to take a picture of yourself, just like when you take your selfie when you go for various functions. So you have to have a functional mobile phone that has access to the internet, and you can use it for WhatsApp applications. Before you start the application, you also have to make sure that your camera is on, because you need the camera to be able to take yourself a picture. So if you check at the bottom here, this is where your camera options. So you have to ensure that you go to the settings and ensure that your camera is also well enabled. Then you also have to have your location. Right now, we are currently in Uyo. So if you check your phone, if you go to your settings, there's a button that says location, use location. So please, we're enjoining you to select the location you're presently in, which is Uyo now, so that you continue the process. But like we said, we are here to assist you when it comes to the practical demonstration of how to go about this process. So this is the phone. You have to turn on your location. Then for the facial confirmation, there is an icon here that says proceed to the AMALife steps. So it's a confirmation process to validate that our pensioners are alive. You also have the fingerprint option, which was earlier demonstrated, where you're going to make use of your fingerprints for people that are visually impaired, or people that are not comfortable, that need to also use the fingerprint option. Apart from the facial, you have the fingerprint option. But please note, it's not an either or. You cannot do both at the same time. It's either you opt for the facial or you opt for the fingerprint approach. Like the ES has talked about, we only require your Ptad verified pensioner number. And this is what you have here that is highlighted in red. And your account number to which your allowances are paid at the end of the month. Those are the information we have on our database, and we expect you to key it in once you're asked for information. And like the ES has said, the solution does not require your BVN. We just want the unique identity with Ptad, which is your pension verification number and your account details. So this is just a sample sheet of a verification form. This is another one here. This is your pension number, and this is your account number. So these are the two key informations that are required for this exercise. So like I said, once you come in here, the pensioner number, which we've highlighted on the previous page here, is what you're going to key into that, the pensioner number and the account number. So you key your pensioner number here, and the next page is going to ask you to key in your account number. So you put in your account number here after you have keyed in your pensioner number. It now validates it with the system on a database we have in Abuja. And if it picks, if there's a match with your data, with your pension number, pension verification number of Ptad and your account number, it pops out your picture with your name. So you need to confirm, am I the same person? This was a picture, a sample of picture I took during verification. It's going to match it with the present picture of yourself here to confirm that you're the same person. So for the facial option, there are various steps that needs to be followed before you get a confirmation that the exercise is successful. Now, these are the moving objects like my director has talked about that you need to follow once the process starts. You're not meant to shake your eyes. You're actually meant to move your head to indicate movement, to indicate aliveness and confirmation. So please, when the process starts, you actually have to move your head, not just your eyes, so that the system recognizes that the person is actually alive and is the actual person. And if it's done properly, you get a confirmation that says confirmation successful. An SMS is sent to your phone. You can save this and keep it. So this is for the facial option to confirm that you are alive. For those that are visually impaired or have issues using the facial option, you can adopt the second option, which is the fingerprint application option. This now requires that you should have this device. We have a sample at the back there at the testing site. We are going to connect this either to your laptop or your desktop to carry out the exercise. It's the same process that you're going to go through, where you have to input your pensioner number, which you showed in the pensioner slip, and you also now have to input your account number also in the same manner. The system will now check for validate our database information that you have provided. Is it correct? If it's correct, it brings out your picture for you to confirm that you are the same person. If this picture does not match who you are, the exercise is going to fail. So it has to be the same person that is carrying out the exercise. You can use somebody's phone. If your phone is not internet enabled, you can use your son's phone or your sister's phone or whoever, or your wife's phone to carry out the exercise. But if there's a mismatch in the picture, the exercise would come out unsuccessful. But if you're the same person to be validated, then you're sure that the exercise would work. So once you have this, it asks you to put your email. You can put an email, but it's an optional thing, just in case you want to get the information also sent to your mail, apart from the text option. Once you have done that, then you now click continue. If you click continue, then the page now validates. It now asks you to put, instead of nodding your head for the facial option, you are now expected to put in your finger on this device. It matches your fingerprints, your biometric data, with what you have on the system. If you're the same person and your finger matches, then it will tell you that you're successful, and you're going to have this, successful. If your finger doesn't match, even though you're the first thing, you have to try that your finger matches. If not, you're going to get a message that is not successful. But if you're the right person, you have all your data, it's going to match, and you're going to get a successful notification. So those are the informations that are quite important for you to have. And it, like my colleagues, my director has said, it's a simple exercise. It's something that is designed for you to do in the comfort of your homes. But we're going to practically demonstrate it We have a team of our staff that are going to go around to teach us how to make use of it so that you have a feel of what the application is all about. And I'm sure it would ease a lot of things, like the ES has said, so you don't have to repeat the exercise and you do it in the comfort of your homes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Judy. Please, let's appreciate her, please. So we are moving closer and we are getting there. This issue of talk is not that the talker, we do her. That is where we are moving to now. We will do it, but to start this demonstration, let me respectfully invite the Executive Secretary of Ptad, Dr. Chioma Ejikeme, to demonstrate for us so that we see practical. It's not that they are talking, they are saying this. You will see how she's going to do it, and later we are going to do it all together here. Let me invite the Director CSPD also to support ES. Please, let's welcome the Executive Secretary, please.
You know, you people got two for the price of one. The Executive Secretary is a Ptad pensioner, so I can verify myself. I'm on the database. So I think we have to look at how to compensate the Executive Secretary for doing two jobs. Honorable Member, Honorable Deputy Chairman, you were talking about something else, so you didn't listen. Yeah. I heard them gossiping. They said, is she 60 already? I heard it. I heard it. I heard it. You have to be very careful because my ears are very sharp. Well, we thank God. So I have already got to the Ptad website, and I'll show a few of you where the button of I'm Alive is. Let me show the honorable members. This is the Ptad website, you can see. So I'm going to click on that. I'm Alive. I'm Alive. Can you see where there's I'm Alive written on the Ptad website? Can people just generally, we actually have Wi-Fi for people who have smartphones here. Have you connected to the Ptad Wi-Fi? Have they? The staff have it. You didn't give individuals who have smartphones to connect? Huh? Because it would have been good if they can open up the Ptad website and be following as we are demonstrating. It's not sharing. Go and make sure. Let your staff go and make sure that the people who have smartphones here, that they have already logged on to the Ptad website and they have seen the point that says I'm Alive. Are some of us there? Okay. Namdi, you people should, what is on the screen? Please, you can go to your settings and go to Wi-Fi. He doesn't have internet.
Some of them that doesn't have data. Because if they have data, they may know.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Maybe you can tell if you have data, don't worry.
Well, if you don't have data, it's okay. We have our staff who use their phones. to demonstrate to you. So now I'm going to click on the I'm Alive. Yes. No, you know, I will first of all, no, you see, the thing is for me to first of all demonstrate for them. My staff, they're going to go around all of them. We have our centers. They will go around. Yes. But for me, for them to see, the important thing actually is for you to see how to move your head. That's the only reason why I'm going to do this demonstration. Otherwise, it's very easy. Now, it's taking me to steps for the I'm Alive pilot confirmation. I will go straight to proceed to I am alive confirmation because it's showing me that here. So proceed to I am alive confirmation, I click on that. Now it shows me enter your Ptad verification pension number to get started. So I'm going to enter my Ptad verification pension number. And because I had done it before, because I had done it before, the minute I tried to click, my number just showed up with my phone. So I entered that. The internet is slow. So it's asking me to now enter my account number, which is already showing because I've done it before. So I click on that and I enter. Now it has pulled out my photograph. It has pulled out my photograph. This is the last verification I did. Can you see it? You can see this is not the dress I'm wearing now. This is something different, right? Because that is, the photograph for the, are you looking? The photograph for the last verification I did. Yes, you put in the pension number. So the photograph of my last validation. Confirmation. Can you see it? Okay. So now it's going to ask me to continue because it has pulled out my name. I didn't give my name to when I was keying in my information. I only put in my account number and my pension number. And it has pulled out my name and my photograph as it is on the database. So I now click on continue. Of me. So I will take off my glasses because the database doesn't know me with my glasses. So, and I'll stay somewhere where there's enough light. I've captured my face and it's trying to detect my face. It's trying to check with the database to know whether it's the same person. It's still trying to detect my face. Check whether it's the same person that is on the database. The internet is slow. Try to verify my identity. The speed is a function of the speed of your internet. The Glo internet is very slow. So it's a bit slow. Still verifying. Verifying page. Aha. We encountered an error while establishing connection to the server. Try again. So I have to. Yeah, it's empty. I'm now going to check for aliveness.
Please just watch what the ES is doing. That is moving her head. Don't just move your eyes.
Maybe they should do this thing from the outside, where they be able to see their face clearly. No, why we don't need that? It's our data is used. And what do I do?
I remember I decided to carry it. I have it. I have it.
Yes, like, yeah. Have they been able to verify it?
somebody done it successfully?
No, the person is not on the list.
Eh?
That person is not on the list.
Oh yeah. Let's see if we can get one or two. Please, once you are successful, please let us know. That I can hear you now. The system needs a lot of illumination. Once the place is dark, you won't be able to. If you want to pick your face, your eyeball, pick everything.
But they need to show
it's not a lady, it's a guy. I will send you, just call him.
We continue to do that. That's what he said. What we are doing now.
Yellow.
So by the time you want to do it, by then, once I
Yeah.
We have
maybe use of mass media.
and you have spoken to them basically the arrival and the departure date.
No problem. So now can you do?
Next year, they're going to do that.
Thank you.
But
Yeah.
Please, those picture YouTube, let me send them on WhatsApp. The picture, let me send them now.
Mr. Selling, please.
When you're set with the camera, let us know. Are you good?
Point that camera. Okay, channels. Give me the mic. Audio.
Thing has gone. It's gone now, the verification. The evidence of the verification is gone.
Okay.
But I have my text message.
Is everyone good, please?
Yes.
Okay. Should we hold for her?
Okay, yeah.
Now hold it now. Hold it. Please, this person is streaming online. Let him get the picture.
Let me hold for you. Okay, somebody else can hold. Okay. Okay, you go. All right.
Okay, good day, ma'am.
Good
nice
day.
to have you in Rio.
Thank you.
People must have heard that there's something new from Ptad. You may want to tell them what Ptad has as a new baby.
Our new baby is the I Am Alive confirmation solution. Now, this is a web-based solution that enables the pensioner to get his aliveness confirmed from the comfort of his home using a smartphone or a computer system. You know, we're used to having these field verifications when we move our pensioners from one point to the other to get to know whether they are alive or to, first of all, what we actually did was to capture our pensioners on our database. We got them verified. So having gotten them verified now, we have to continue to be sure that they are alive. And we don't want to continue to put them through, come to the field, move from Akwa Ibom to Rivers to go and get verified. So we are looking for how to make it convenient for them, user-friendly, something they can do from the comfort of their homes to assure us that they're still alive and eligible to continue to be on the payroll.
Okay, we saw you actually try to go through the process,
Yes.
and we've seen you looking at your phone too. So about how long does the process take? Is it difficult?
It is not difficult with a good internet access and good lighting. If you notice, we had a little bit of a difficulty here, and that's because of the lighting. When we were in Ilorin, it's a 2-minute exercise. So this has actually shown us that where else we're going to get this done, they won't do all this, their fanciful decorations for us, because it's blocking the light, and we also need a strong internet connection to be able to get it done.
Okay, ma'am. We know that not everywhere, not every community access a strong internet facility. So for those in the rural areas, do you have any provision for them to?
You see, the way I look at it is this. This rural area you're talking about, there must be somewhere near it that has a strong internet connection, as against traveling many miles to somewhere else. So, you know, within your village location, maybe the internet connection is not strong, but maybe when you move like a mile away from it, you can get strong internet connection. So that's what we want our pensioners to leverage on. You can use your son, you can use your daughter, your friend, somebody in the community. So anybody who has a strong internet connection and is literate enough to be able to use the smartphone or the computer system should be able to help the pensioner to get this verification done. It will still be easier than having to travel miles to get a field verification done with all the inconvenience.
Do you envisage any difficulty or challenge to this?
So far, no. But this is a pilot scheme. And the whole idea behind the pilot scheme is to test the solution. We want to be sure that it's going to give us accurate results. We want to be sure that it's going to be convenient. We want to be sure that, most importantly, for these senior citizens, that it's going to be user-friendly. So we want to, that's what we're doing. This is an experiment. We have 50,000 pensioners on the pilot scheme that we're using to conduct this experiment. At the end of it, we'll see what the constraints are. What can we tweak it here and there before we now roll it out for all the pensioners. So this is a pilot scheme. Pardon?
When does the pilot phase end?
We are going to go around all the geopolitical zones. So far, we have done the North Central. We're now in the South-South. Next week, we're going to the Northwest. We still have the Southeast and the Southwest, Northeast as well. So as we're able to program all of this and finish all these zones, it is not likely we're going to be able to finish all these zones before the end of the year. So when we get to finish, hopefully by the grace of God, by the first quarter of next year, then we'll be able to be more emphatic as to when exactly we're going to roll out.
You talk about light.
Yes.
Is it possible that just with a little light, then the question can be captured?
This is a peculiar situation. This is a marquee. And the top, nothing, the sides with all the colors is all covered. And they have all these fancy lights. So it's giving us a little bit of a challenge. That's not to say I got verified in here, but it was a little bit more difficult to get it done, as against the 2 minutes that it normally takes.
Okay, but with all these initiatives you've introduced in the system, are you still confronted with this issue of having, pensioners that are late, that's dead ones, their pension still running?
That's why we're putting this initiative in place. We haven't put it in place yet. This is a pilot scheme. This is the testing of this solution. 50,000 pensioners. Let's see how it goes. We can't just carry a technology and throw it in without finding out with a group of people what is it like. This is the experiment with this solution.
What is the current situation with dead pensioners?
So far, we have pension unions reporting. We have some good relations reporting to us that they've lost their loved ones, and that's what we're depending on at the moment. So for next of kin of deceased pensioners, they report to us. The pension unions, the pension desk officers, when they get the information, that's what we're using at the moment to remove pensioners from the payroll. It is very, very secure. And that's why I say this particular solution does not require the BVN of the pensioner. It does not require the ATM card of the number of the pensioner. It does not require your PIN. The only parameters required are the pension number found on the verification slip given to you by Ptad when you were verified, and the account number with which you receive your pension from Ptad. And we say for pensioners who have perchance lost their verification slips, they can always get in touch with Ptad, and we will give them a copy of their verification slips so that they will have that pension number with them. So we want to sound a note of warning here for pensioners. It's a very secure software. There's nothing that would hack into your account as a result of your taking part in the I'm Alive confirmation. But you have to make sure that you don't give out your sensitive banking information, because we're not asking for that. The only thing we're asking for is your account number with which you receive your pension, and your pension number as given to you by Ptad when you were verified. Also, if you're a Ptad pensioner, or you are supposed to be a Ptad pensioner, and we've never verified you, you cannot use this solution, because we have to have had you on our database, verified, before we can match whatever information you're giving when you're trying to use the I'm Alive to what we have on the database.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I've done it under 2 minutes, so.
Okay, good afternoon.
Yes, be confirmed. I'm Akideno Alfred, a retired correctional officer. My confirmation have just been done about 2 minutes ago, and it was, in my own experience, it was very simple.
Okay, so how will this help you with the stress? Before now, we know that you normally travel far distance to get verified. So how will you describe?
I think it's a very good development that I can do my verification at my comfort home at any time when I have the iPad and so on to do it. Because the stress that we normally pass through, humiliations, intimidations, I think those are erased as at now. By the time this process is put in place in full use.
Your name again?
Akideno Alfred Egwaifo, a retired correctional officer. AKHIDENOR. Akideno. AKHIDENOR. Alfred. Retired correctional officer.
Okay. This is another person I have done it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Yeah. I'm representing Ntamu Adie, State Chairman, Nigerian Union of Pensioners, Cross River State Command. Yes.
Okay, we understand that you have just been verified.
Yes.
Tell us about the process. How was it?
Seamless, smooth, convenient. Yes. And if we can replicate this at the various levels of pension administration, to save our senior citizens a lot of trauma that they are going through presently. So I commend the Ptad for this very creative innovation. It has solved a lot of problems. I just pray it will work and the Nigerian factor will not come into it.
Thank you. Your name again, please.
Ntamu Adie. NTAMU. Yeah. Thank you very much.
The House Committee Chairman is coming.
The chairman. Sorry, man. Let the chairman come, please. Let the
chairman. The House Committee
You don't need a lot of stress. It's a comfort center.
Thank you, sir.
Chairman.
So you want to go back a little bit?
We'll go back, let him because of the light.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes. Tell us your experience about the new product.
Well, personally, I think it's a very gladdening experience for us to be moving further in the introduction of technology into various aspects of our national life, and especially this one that has to do with our senior citizens. We all know that globally, the less time and the less stress you use in performing any task, the better for you. And these are elderly people who may not be as strong as they were some 20, 30 years ago. I just met with two of them who are 86 and 88, who are here today. So that the Ptad has decided to introduce this platform to confirm their aliveness. It's a very, very gladdening news, and it's something that I think we should all commend as stakeholders in this industry. Of course, as an online platform, there may be initial hiccups and challenges, but the good thing is that you first start. It is when you start that you can improve upon. And like I said in my speech, the management of Ptad under the present leadership has been very proactive. There have been people who receive complaints and attend to complaints urgently, which I think is a very good thing. So this is very good for us as Nigerians. We're all going to become elder citizens. We're all going to become retired persons at one point or the other. So whatever we sow now is what we're going to reap. So I'm happy that we are sowing good into this system now.
Okay, sir. Since yesterday up to this today, the pensioners at the state level have been raising a lot of complaints, non-payment of their pensions, and then this issue of seamless verification. And what is the House of Representatives doing to assist pensioners at the state level to ensure that?
Okay, a few pensioners have also met me here now to raise the same complaint. One particular person from Cross River told me the experience that they are having in that state. Now, by virtue of the Nigerian Constitution, there are areas of legislative competencies. The National Assembly has its own area of competence in terms of legislation, and the states' houses of assembly have same. The only thing we can do is, one, to appeal to our state government to learn from the experience of the federal government through these agencies and replicate some of these innovations into their pension management system. Apart from appealing to them, as a committee of the House, we also do engagement regularly with state governors and other stakeholders at the state level. And getting complaints like this will help us in deepening those engagements, so that as we have opportunities to engage with governors, to engage with other stakeholders at the state level, we're going to be raising these concerns and making suggestions to them on what they can do. The truth is that it pays them, in the long run, because apart from earning respect and love from their people, the elder citizens, it also saves time and it saves government money. Yes, the initial introduction of technology may cost, but in the long run, we see that it cheapens the funds that you use in managing the system. So we're going to deepen that conversation as we meet with state governors and other stakeholders in this respect. Thank you very much. Sir, your name? My name is Bamidele Salam, Deputy Chairman, House of Reps Committee on Pension. Bamidele Salam. My salam has no ayo. It's not salami, it's salam. People always write salami.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Executive Secretary, let me appreciate everybody for their support. Please, can we have our seat? Fingerprint option is available. Hello, please, we need to check our bags. Somebody mistakenly carry another person's bag. I know they resemble each other. Please check the one you have with you. If it's not your own, please, you can return it to me. Please check. You know, they are more or less the same thing, the same size, the same color.
All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Just to remind you that in case you have any challenge with the facial option, we also have the fingerprint options available. You can contact our help desk on the left-hand side of the hall. They will assist you to do the fingerprint option. If you have any challenge with the facial option, either because of internet connectivity or if your phone is not enabled, you can use the fingerprint option on the left side of the hall. Our officers are there to provide that service to you. Thank you very much. And let us, if you seek any assistance, please you can indicate by raising your hand. Our officers will come and meet you and support you, okay? If you need any support, if you have any challenge, please indicate by raising your hand. If the facial is not working for you, can you move to the left side of the hall, and then our officers will assist you with the fingerprint option.
Thank you, sir. Most people that did outside now.
Please, can we have a seat? Please, let's have our seat. Let me invite Mr. Abdullah Abubakar to please come and anchor this session.
Okay, okay. Good morning, my dear elders, daddies and mommies. Good morning. Can we have our seats, please? For some of us who cannot do it gradually because of the network and because of your pensioner's number, by the time you get home, get your pensioner's number, and then when you do it, it's easy to use. We're in question and answer session. Please, can we have hello, Daddy.
Where is Kabiru?
He's helping. He was looking for somebody.
Kabiru, okay, okay. Good morning, everyone. That's a good one. We are in question and answer session. Please, from this side, can we start from this side? Okay, Baba.
Good afternoon, everybody. All protocols duly observed. Please, my question is this. During the payment of the consequential minimum wage, the chart or template that was used in paying paramilitary officers, we were given the chart of federal civil servants. If you look at what they paid to paramilitary officers, it was a far cry, and it is a far cry from what our colleagues in the federal civil service are receiving. So we don't know the criteria in which National Salary and Wages Commission used. Because the same chart, you see somebody on grade level 10 receiving 3 times what the paramilitary officer received. So please, we want to know why. I don't know whether I put my question clear. Can I ask again? I am saying that the chart that we were given by National Salary and Income Wages Commission, that chart is there. It was a chart that they used in paying on computing the consequential minimum wage. When they paid the first 12 months and the 6 months making 18, we discovered that our colleagues, people of same grade level, the paramilitary were cheated. That the civil servants collected higher than what we received. That's why we are asking for the criteria which they used in paying this minimum wage. Thank you.
Thank you. Just hold on.
Thank you very much, sir, for your question. I'm sure it was made clear during the course of this presentation. that the method that was used for computing the consequential adjustment was different from previous methods, when only percentages were applied to the amount, and that one did not favor people at the lower rank. If, for instance, you are earning 1,000 naira and the percentage increase is even 100%, you will end up with 2,000 naira. Whereas someone who is earning 500,000 and they give him 100% increment, he will go to 1 million. So the essence of this exercise was to, remember that it was tied to, it wasn't tied to increment in salary. It was tied to increment in minimum wage. Do you understand? So why the people at the higher rung got less in terms of percentage, as a matter of fact, not in terms of absolute amount. It's in terms of percentage. It's because they were already earning very high. And then the increment was in absolute amounts, ranging from 8,900 naira to over 15,000. So depending on the amount in terms of naira and kobo that you were earning at that time, yes, before the increment, that is how it affects you. Do you understand, sir? Yes.
He's complaining. Police are also complaining that paramedics is higher.
The minimum wage, yes, because based on the duration that they put in, some of them were earning less than 1,000 naira. But here we are, the minimum increment per pensioner is 8,900. So someone who was earning very low before, if you add 8,900 to him, is how many thousand percent? I can't even do the math. But if you were like you now, I'm sure you're earning 100 or something or 200 or something. So if they put 80-something thousand in terms of percentage for you, it wouldn't be a lot. Do you understand, sir? So and as a matter of fact, the people that benefited the most constitute over 70% of our pensioners. So people like you who are big earners are actually in the minority. Yes. So it is actually done in response to the minimum wage, and therefore unofficially it creates some sort of a minimum pension for people. It's not official, but yeah. No, that is the explanation, sir. Okay.
I'm not talking about, other rounds. I'm talking about maybe senior, grade level.
That is what I'm saying, sir. If you are on grade level 12, right? And then you are earning 100,000 in paramilitary. A grade level 12 in civil service could be earning 20,000. Depending on, okay, we are the ones doing the work now. You know paramilitary. We know. We spend, see, this money came to you, but we spend weeks and months of sleepless nights working on that. The ES explained to you, we know how many times she faced threats of strike, boycotts of activities. We know how much advocacy she had done. We knew how much marching orders she had given us. We knew how many sleepless nights we spent so that we could come up with a formula that is equitable and that is also implementable. Do you understand? And then, yes, and then agreeable to the government as well.
Director, please, this matter is not yours. I am facing national, what you call a salary something.
No, we are on the same page with them.
No, sir, let me come. There's a column here. There's woman. We're collecting this.
No, so the explanation, what it said, see, and I'm going to have my colleague from Salaries and Wages Commission to respond to you. What it said is the amount that said current pension is actually the highest civil service, not paramilitary. Yes. Civil service pension, the highest on each grade level. Highest means highest step, 35 years of service. So the figures that you see as current pension is the highest on each grade level. it doesn't mean that everybody on that grade level is on that pension, sir. Right? And the circular does not say that everybody's pension will automatically be adjusted to that before you apply percentage. No. Or before you add the consequential adjustment. No. It was purposely for the purpose of calculating the absolute amount and to give people the highest benefit. That was why the highest amount on the particular grade level was used.
No, I understand your point.
Yes.
I know the joke.
Yes.
No,
No, but we work together with them on this, sir. We work together. Okay, he will speak to you as well.
No. Those who are using pen to rob, and those who live in the forest and try to hold the territorial boundaries of this country, you don't give them what they deserve. And you're allowed to fly. Then civil servants that stay just in the office to sell paper and crayfish all over, you pay them higher than.
Okay, Daddy, can you
Very briefly, let's move on.
Hello, good morning, everybody. I think this issue was raised yesterday. You know, here, the way you have said it, I may not be able to understand because I take it that if you retire on the same grade level, spend the same number of years with somebody on the same step and things like that, your pension should look alike or be the same. But if it's not like that, it's probably there is something which I advised that outline everything, put in all the necessary documents to support what you say. So we will look at it. If we find that there is need to make any adjustment or amendment in anything, we will do that. So let's not do this thing, so that we don't waste a lot of time poking fingers at each other here. So that, thank you.
I'm expecting that we're going to raise question on this I'm alive thing, which is the... Okay. Just very brief, but others want to...
It's not on I'm alive.
No,
Yeah, I came with complaints too. Yes.
If you have complaints, submit outside. We'll receive them. Just tell where you are. I'm alive. Okay.
Okay, thank you. This I'm alive of a thing. How do you contact us to send this in? Because I know very many of us, when we attend a verification the other time, we put our telephone numbers on this thing, and many people have lost their phones and they cannot reach those phones again. Now, if you want to, how do those people get this information? And how often are you going to be asking us to tell you that we are alive?
For the how often, let me start from the last one. For the how often we'll do the I'm alive, this is a pilot scheme we are running. So we've not concluded yet as to whether it's going to be 3 months or maybe biannual. We've not concluded on that. And again, on the question of reaching you, your pension unions are going to be contacted. And again, we're going to on media, print and audio. So we'll get in touch with you. Yeah. Okay. Afadi. Yes, next person.
Thank you very much. I'm still talking about the harmonization. I still want to refer back to the harmonization. If you check, people here, we are not up to 3,000. And we are 50,000 pensioners, not so? So I would like you people to visit the harmonization area. Because it's very, very bad for somebody who work for 10 years. At least when you are in pension for 10 years, you will not get anything from that. the Wages and Salary Commission should check that circular very fine. When I was in the service, some pensioners stay 10 years and they give them harmonization. Why is it that our own will become another different thing? Please, they should go back and look for the circular and look for our harmonization of 10 years. Another one is this, like what the last person said. Some people have lost their phone. How do they give them alert? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daddy. The Executive Secretary want to respond.
Hello. You see this harmonization thing? I have seen that different people understand it in different ways. And when you have something that has multiple definitions, it becomes a problem. So let us take harmonization and keep it aside and do what we have come here to do today. We will look at that harmonization from all its different definitions and harmonize the definitions. Okay, no, hold on. So somebody was asking, some people would have lost their phone numbers. Some people are very much in the rural areas. How do we contact them? Now, there's something I forgot to say. Is everybody listening? There's something I forgot to say when I was talking about this I'm Alive solution. The pension unions, this is the time for you to earn your check-off dues. And what I mean by this is what I have been telling the pension unions. And I say this with all amount of authority because I am one of you. And I ask myself, before Ptad, how many times did I know about any pension union? Pension unions, know your pensioners, KYP. We said it yesterday. Know your pensioners. You have branches everywhere. If you come to the Akwa Ibom branch, there's no reason why the Akwa Ibom branch should not know the pensioners within the Akwa Ibom location. Have a database of them. Call them from time to time. Even if they don't come for meetings, there must be somebody from their location that would come. And most of the time, they probably don't come for meetings because they are afraid that they will be asked to drop 100 naira for attendance, in addition to the check-off dues that they are collecting. So pension unions, I am not afraid though, because I am one of you. I am a member of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners by virtue of the fact that you collect 1% of my pension. So please, if anybody after this I'm Alive takes off, if anybody is dropped from the payroll, hold your pension union responsible. Because before we drop anybody from the payroll, after we notice that the person has not done a confirmation as and when due, we will write to the pension unions. We will also write to the pension desk officers because they are also very helpful. In fact, most of the time, the pensioners feel more comfortable going to the pension desk officers. So, the pension desk officers will inform you, the pension unions will inform you, but please get the work done. I'm saying this because last year in October 2020, before we removed 20-something thousand pensioners from the payroll, we wrote a list of those names to all the relevant pension unions and all the relevant agencies to give us a report back concerning these pensioners. We did that and we gave months. But still, there were a lot of pensioners alive that didn't show up because the pension union said they don't know how to identify these people. They don't know where to find this person. I'm saying this because we are shelling out a lot of money on check-off dues. We know that. Please, pension unions should use the money that we are giving them for check-off dues to help us do what we are supposed to do. I know somebody wants to take up his hand to say he's not getting check-off dues. Akpotego, I'm not going to let you speak here today. Chief Akpotego, you know these Niger Delta people, they are all of them are militants. Oh, sorry, I'm in the South. Oh. Anyway, so please, that is the situation. So we, everybody, and that is why we have a case like this. Go back, tell your friend. Go back, tell your colleagues. If they did not come here, tell them that this is the kind of thing that is happening. Help us disseminate the information. That is why we have a representative sample here, and we pray that you help us to disseminate the information. Thank you. Did you try the fingerprint on? Go and try the fingerprint option, because you see, let me tell you the little bit, we had a little bit of a challenge here, and that challenge had to do with lighting. You know, sometimes when they're decorating and thinking they're making a place look beautiful for you, it mightn't work out for what you're trying to do. So the lighting, you know, and the internet connection, I think a lot of people connected to one of the internet, you know, Wi-Fi connections that we brought. So it slowed down the internet, and there wasn't a lot of light coming in. Go and try. So a lot of people have been able to get verified. Which is it today? This is a pilot scheme. And a pilot scheme is like the experiment. The test run. Is the test run, is the experiment. We just want to test run this thing. We don't want to roll out something and we find out that it has some problems. You understand? So we have only 50,000 pensioners. We are test running this thing with the 50,000 pensioners to see what challenges we are likely to encounter, so that we will know what to do when we roll it out for everybody. And like I said in the beginning, nobody is going to remove anybody from the payroll as a result of what we're doing now. When it starts in full, we will inform all of you that it has started and that you should, you know, verify yourself within this period, and we will let everybody know. We will disseminate the information. So nobody should worry about whether it hasn't started. This is just a test run. Thank you.
Can you put your hand together for the Irrigation Secretary for the wonderful explanation? Okay, we have two more. This side. Nobody from this side? Okay, Baba. Go back there, sir.
Thank you very much. I want to follow up on what the Executive Secretary has just suggested and spoken on in very strong terms regarding the duties of the respective National Union of Pensioners and the responsibility they owe the pensioners, who are their critical stakeholders. If there is synergy between the pension desk officers and the various state councils of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners, there will be an accurate and reliable database from which we can distill information if we are sincere. My biggest problem in this country is that we always like to cut corners. We are very, very economical with sincerity and objectivity. You see a straight point, you want to go around it and give it a new name. So there is this penchant for fraud very much in the system. The officers that complete pensions work with beneficiaries or next of kin and make sure that somebody who is dead is alive. They will not want to forward such names, because if they do, such names will be dropped from the pension payroll. So if there is proper synergy between the desk officers and the respective councils of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners, and they are doing a sincere job, it's very easy to track pensioners and follow up on them. It's unfortunate that we just think that every money we have is for consumption and to line our pockets. We don't think of what to do for the pensioner. Somebody suggested, when the Honorable Retired Permanent Secretary suggested that the Nigerian Union of Pensioners should visit deceased pensioners. How? How do you go and look up somebody who has lost a breadwinner? And you cannot even as much as give a lifeline. There's nothing you are going to do for the person. Just go and say, how are they, and you go back. It's not enough. So I think this, I want to stress that if the desk officers and the Nigerian Union of Pension, respective state councils work together, there's synergy between them, they'll help Ptad a lot. And I want to use this opportunity to commend Ptad for what they've been doing. And this pilot project, I just hope, like I said earlier on, it works. Let us not be pessimistic all the time, that anything that comes from Nigeria will never work. Nigeria has the best brains, one of the best brains anywhere on earth. We can work. This can-do mentality should be instilled in us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you can clap for him again. You have spoken well, please. Thank you so much, Baba. Okay, but very brief. I have just one more here, one more there.
Thank you so much. I'll be very brief as possible. Good afternoon. Executive Secretary did not actually permit me to speak. But Madam, you know, we'll continue to remain as friends because you are the one actually keeping us alive and not even this project. Ptad has been keeping us alive. I remember we were in Lagos in one of the stakeholders meeting. The then director of PAPD, Mr. Sheleng, I often mistake his name for challenges. And he faces challenges, squarely. He's never tired. He defined the acronym PAPD as pensioners adequately and purposefully dignified. I think Ptad stands on that platform. We are grateful to that. Yes, I want to make it brief because of what you just mentioned. We are the unions. We have been tutored by our national bodies to be very, very proactive in helping these pensioners. But I want to point it out to Ptad here, that sometimes there are some people who sneak behind, make some terrible friends behind the corner, and they try to thwart the effort of the pensioners that are working. Time will fail for me to go to how we go to the struggle of data stick company, which all of us know about, till Ptad resurrected us from that marginalization. 7 of us started the project and 4 are dead. We are still continuing. We worked till your predecessor took pity on us because of the approach of NUP National Headquarters to actually come to data stick company to verify us. When I got to her office, Pastor Sharon Ikazo told me, say, look, I will come to Elijah, but give me just only 25% I will talk to. My mere mention of Ptad Executive Secretary is coming to Elijah. We have over 3,000 persons await her. When she saw the plight of these people, she wept, not almost. So Ptad has done a lot. Coming back to the area I mentioned, the proliferation of union representative that actually goes to Ptad office, make friends. They are sycophants. They are bodies that want to reap where they did not sow. Let's go back to 2009, when some of us, including the head ones among us, went to block National Assembly. I actually want to break the windscreen of David Mark Daddy, and he escaped. We feel that if not for the goodwill of Muhammadu Buhari, we should have been dead by now. I remember my first time of being invited to this review, we spoke about 18 senators. And I told them right there that Obasanjo caused the whole of this problem because we are not available for you to be killed by bullets. You want to kill us with hunger. And a senator asked me, why should I make mouth on the former president? Without missing word, madam. If not for Buhari, we should have been dead. We are grateful to President Buhari, recognize the union, Nigeria Union of Pensioners, and we will give you the detailed report of our friends that are dead. We are not going to use our money to pay them, but what you assist us with, we will submit the record, know who you are dealing with. If we disappoint you, report us to the national headquarters. I know you have zero tolerance for fraud or this thing. You remember you asked ICPC to to get somebody that was a scammer among us that day. I pleaded. We'll get them, madam. Open your door for God bless you. Thank you very much.
He has spoken very clear for him. I have one more here and one more there. So, okay, Baba, but very brief, please, Baba. Please.
Good afternoon. Please, my question goes to the Executive Secretary. We have learned that we have this project, this I Am Alive. And most of us who are the executive of some of the union, the names are not included among the pilot. So what are we going to do? Like, I want to specify the teaching hospital, the University of Canada Teaching Hospital. Most of the executives is here, and none of the names is included among the pilots of this I'm Alive. How are we going to communicate to our people? And how are we going to lead our people? They were asking us, we are here in the meeting, and we have learned a lot about this, but our names are not there. Please, Executive Secretary, I want to know the criteria you are using in nominating people to that effect. Thank you.
Well, please, Mark. Kabiru director wants to talk first. Sorry, Mark. You can crown it up. Kabiru.
No, I'm going to get him pumped up around the database so that he can carry out the exercise.
It's okay, it's okay. Yes, ma'am.
A committee was actually set up to choose the people who would be part of this pilot scheme. But technically, everybody coming here would have the opportunity. And if you had reported earlier, they would have put you on the server, and they're going to do so now, so that you'll be able to get tested. So it's not a problem at all. But I also want to let you people know that when we finally perfect this thing, this is a test run, it's a pilot scheme. Just see it as what experiment, that's what we're doing, to see whether there are any challenges we're going to encounter with this thing before we roll it out finally. But before we even finally roll out, we're going to have a train the trainers workshop. Pension desk officers, pension union executives, we're going to invite everybody to certain centers and train. It's not something we're going to just, it's a very serious matter. Removing somebody who is alive from the payroll is a very serious matter. So it's not something we're going to treat with levity. We're going to make sure before we begin to apply sanctions to this, that it is well understood by everybody. Well, we have been able to disseminate the information properly to all the 774 local governments in Nigeria. So it's not going to be something that is going to happen tomorrow. But this is the beginning. And I'm sure we'll certainly get there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, the last person, but preferably a woman. Any of my mommies? Madam? Madam? Okay, finally. But very brief, please.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Over at PDO Unical, we appreciate the ES for the fantastic and dynamic approach to this digital awareness, the way to handle most of these issues. It has never been like that, and as a result of the COVID, it's a fantastic step that we must applaud. Like, we'll be passing through a lot of tutorials and digital torture from National Pension Commission, talking about the Pension Desk Officers Forum, and then we'll be handling verification already. So, wow, so Ptad could also key in into this. This is fantastic, very, very fantastic. So, I'm glad, I spoke with her, and I'm also happy with the presentation she's given as well, that after now they're going to be train the trainer, because basically from our experience of managing the new scheme so far, even when these clients or retirees are trained, they are just naturally comfortable falling back to their pension desk officers. Naturally, they will just fall back. But daddy, you know this, you know that. but they will naturally fall back. So when we meet there, we'll follow up on that as well. As I was just sampling the test run as well, just one observation back to the IT to look at, probably maybe it's network. Your phone, it is your phone location must be enabled before you start the process. My phone location was enabled. I came here with Google Map. And when I kickstart the process, entering the pension number, an error message popped up. Enable location. Location is blocked. But meanwhile, location is enabled. But the IT team were able to come, assist and press the phone around, and the location was activated once again, and it went through. So imagine this process. So we also tried it with a pensioner's phone, so that if she's alone, let's see how they feel the taste of this. The same location issue popped up. But the IT again were able to come in and sort it out before we use her phone. Back to the IT, kindly look into this feedback. Now, for the pilot run, there was a lady I tried to assist as well. She's not part of those selected. And in my own phone, it popped up, not selected for pilot run. We used her own phone and it went through. So I think technically, whether you are selected or not, the database will accept this. It's a robust and fantastic way. Much more later when we meet the trainer forum, we'll be able to talk more, or even going beyond just I'm alive, and also kickstarting the process of verification online while Ptad finalizes at their portal with the client coming there for biometric to make it easier for all of us. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And the final note, Neka Obemalu, Director of PSSC, we want to wrap up with the 1 or 2 words on this again. Please, Neka.
Are you doing a vote of thanks or what? Huh? There's nothing to add again. Okay. Good afternoon. Final words on the I'm Alive. I think there are two things that the first issue that showed up today is, and ES mentioned it, is the taking the picture. If you are not in a lighted area where your face is seen and your ears can be seen, you will not be able to do the facial recognition. We also discovered too that those that are not able to do the facial recognition were able to then go and do the fingerprint, and they were successful. So if you can't get through with the facial, you always have the alternative option of doing the fingerprint version. One other thing is
Well done, everybody. On behalf of the Executive Secretary, we want to say thank you for your patience, for your support, for everything you've given to the success of this program. Thank you very much. And now, what we have, now we've taken the comments from the pensioners, and Mrs. Nneka Obiamalu, I've thanked you on behalf of the ES and made some other remarks. Now the lunch is ready. Just like what we did yesterday, we moved from the front here. The first 2 rows in the front should please go and occupy the chair at the back so that they can be served, or they can check exactly what they would like to eat. Thank you, sir and ma'am. Yes.
address at the back.
What is it? All right, thank you very much, everybody. Just a few announcements before we wrap up. The representative from Benin, it's asked that everybody from Benin should assemble at the registration point so that you can arrange how you go back as one group. Okay? And then the address of our Benin office on the program, it's not correct. We will, okay, what's the correct address? Huh? Which one?
This address is wrong.
Yes, what's the correct?
It's Pension House, Ring Road.
Okay, so the correct address. Okay, hello. Okay, Pension House, Ring Road, Benin.
Yes, that's
that is
very close to Oredo local.
Yeah, that's the new address. So.
It is already Pension House. There is no working. There. Pension House.
Okay, Pension House, Ring Road. Please, if you want to know.
You hold it too close, it will off.
All right, and then